Hey guys, it's Tony Guattari here from Achievers Group with another passionate yet extremely practical business video vitamin. Now guys, I'm going to sort of talk to you about what makes a really good business coach. Now, I've done a lot of coaching and I'm going to be really honest and practical here. I probably wasn't a really good coach at the beginning because coaching is very different than managing. And I predominantly came out of the corporate world and my job was to actually manage people. And because I had the authority and that authority was in my position, I could just tell people what to do. And effectively, I would use the principle of the carrot and stick mentality. So essentially, I got things done because there was a inherent desire to please me because I was their boss. And if they didn't please me, then that might stall their career, that might affect their bonus. So it was very much that way. Now, when I moved into coaching business owners is very different. It is not domination, it is facilitation. And I had to really change things inside me because the techniques that I used to manage a team that was under me were fundamentally different than coaching people that, although they paid me, they still had a responsibility to do it themselves, and they could tell me to rack off, leave me alone, I don't report to you even though I'm paying for you. So somehow I had to create change in them, change their business using different techniques. And essentially, coaching is about using techniques to actually coach someone. Because there are basically 4 stages of management. And the most basic form of management that we all start at is that we direct people. That is a controlling style of management. Then when we direct people, we move to coaching. And coaching is predominantly, how can I say it? It's I'll walk with you. I will show you how to do it, but I won't do it for you. It's effectively you building the muscle. The next style of management you'll see is supporting. My door is open, please come and see me. And the highest form of management is the amazing process of delegation. Now, what tends to happen in most businesses, we tend to sometimes micromanage people, so we never move out of that directing phase, which is insane because you can't grow a business because you are that business. So therefore, everyone comes to you, and then you complain, why have I got such idiots? Because we've actually bred idiots, because ultimately I haven't released them and empowered them. The other area is where you do the other extreme, where you don't delegate, you actually abdicate, you run away from those particular issues, hoping that someone else can solve those problems for you, which they can't because they haven't been guided through that process. So coaching is essential, not only to coach like business owners, which I do all the time, not only to coach other people, but to essentially to operate a coach inside an organization to team members. Because we're dealing with Gen Y and Gen X, and they respond a lot more positively to coaching as opposed to traditional boss mentality. So what are the key attributes? Now, what are the stuff that I've had to learn to do really well? And I still struggle in some of these because some of these are not my natural disposition. So I've actually got to really go, and really change my philosophy here. So here are what I consider to be the key attributes that make a really good coach. So if you are a coach at the moment or you want to be a good business coach, this is essentially what I have learnt over time that has probably made me a little bit more successful in coaching. Number 1 is you've got to have empathy, okay? Now, there's a profound difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is I feel sorry for you. I feel, look, and it's a wrong philosophy because you're looking down at someone almost in a spirit of judgment. You're trying to help them, but somehow you're judging them. That doesn't create an environment of trust. It actually creates an environment of fear because they will not release the truth because they don't feel safe in that environment to share you everything. Empathy is you're actually trying to walk in their shoes. You're not judging. You're actually trying to almost, how can I say it? Put yourself in their shoes, become like them, understand from their perspective. So it's really important if you want to have a great coach, you've got to have empathy. Number 2, and this is where I struggled. I'm a results-driven guy. You've actually got to have patience. See, I have the curse of knowledge. I know so much, I expect everybody to know what I know, and then I get frustrated they don't know what I know, and then I dominate. Insane but true. I have to realise that people are at different levels of learning, and I'm actually at that highest level in my area of expertise of unconscious competence, where I can do it in my sleep. But I assume everybody should actually know what I'm doing. Okay? Now, a lot of the people that I talk to could be in ignorant stage, which is unconscious incompetence. I don't know that I don't know, or conscious, I now know incompetence that I don't know. And I really have to actually realise that they're working at it. And one of the things that I have to do is I have to actually ensure that even though it's a small victory in my opinion, it's a huge victory in their world. So I've just got to have patience. And even if I go back there and I say the same thing over and over again, I'm just chipping away at it. And don't get frustrated if I don't believe they've made enough progress, because progress is not defined by me. Success is not defined by me. It is defined by them. And if they believe that they're actually achieving progress, even small things that I consider to be small, but they could be very huge breakthroughs for them. So number 2 key principle of being a great business coach is just have patience. Number 3 that goes with patience is just be a great listener. Now that's the difference between a mentor, a trainer and a teacher and a coach. A mentor predominantly operates in the zone where you have an expertise in a certain area and I am engaging in your expertise, so there's a mentoring process going on. Coaching, great coaching, is the art of listening. It's the art of shutting up and not actually interrupting, just allowing the client, the owner, the team member to talk about what's going on at the moment and how do they feel about that. So that's number 3. Number 4 is a really big one, and you have to have compassion. You actually have to care deeply. You actually have to show random acts of kindness. Deep down, gonna say it, you actually have to genuinely give a shit. I mean, you genuinely care about that person's life, that person's business. It's not about the money. The money is a reward for the caring. But there's an old proverb, people don't care how much you know until you show them how much you care. And one of the key principles of great business coaching is the ability just to phone them up and say, hey, I was thinking about your business, and etc., etc. So you've got to have compassion. Number 5, you've got to be a great encourager. You've got to realise that sometimes the person you're coaching doesn't get a lot of support from other people. Especially if you're a business owner, you probably don't get a lot of support from your partner sometimes because they don't understand. You don't necessarily get a lot of support from your team because they're always, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? So it's really important that every time they have a victory, that you encourage them. You cheer every small victory with them. You are their passionate fan squads. You've got to be flexible. You're there to, serve the customer. You're there to help them to solve their problems, not yours. I've seen many coaches who've got programs, and what they do is they try to put somebody in a box. They say, do my program. And I used to do that myself because I didn't know any better. And then I realized that, Guittari, you are not listening, okay? And the key is allowing me to be really flexible in how I do things in order to suit that particular customer, client, or team member. Number 7, you've got to know how to ask really deep questions that stir people to change. I mean, really profound questions, so deep that they get not into the head, but into the spirits. And it's the ability not to actually give them great information. It's the ability to ask the right questions, to linger in that question, to really go so deep that really changes people. And I have seen this consistently, is my ability to really ask a really good question and ask them how they feel about that. Number 8, I think you've got to display optimism and hope. And I think that is so important. In such a negative world that we live in, so much negativity going on at the moment, place. If you're a beacon of hope and optimism that things can get better, even though they may not be great at the moment, but you know what? You know, that season will pass and there will be a new season, then I think that is absolutely amazing. And the last thing, and probably is an important aspect that I have learnt, is that, you know, timid coaches have skinny kids. And what I mean by that is that your responsibility is not to win a popularity contest. You are there as a coach to get a result. You must challenge people. It's not kumbaya, let's hug a tree, I will tell you what you want to hear. A really good coach has the courage, the audacity, and the passion to call it the way they see it, to address issues in that client's business that they might be trying to hide, that you need to bring out to the light. Now, initially it might become very uncomfortable and you've got to use tact, but I will guarantee you that is the breakthrough they're looking for, because what they're looking for more than anything else is an accountability partner to really draw those things out and actually challenge them, to stretch them, to grow them, almost to annoy them sometimes. Great coaching so much is about annoyance. It's about accountability. It's not being liked, it's getting a result. So guys, I just really wanted to share that with you. What are the key attributes of being a great business coach? I think coaching is one of those industries that continues to thrive. I think a lot of people are looking for coaching inside their organization and also as outside coaches coming into businesses. And I just wanted to give you that real practical, profound insight in how I've changed in my personality over the years to really equip me to become better at coaching. So until next time, God bless you. Have the most amazing week. Bye.